You know the drill. Every September, Apple fans, myself included, get hyped for the big iPhone reveal. But this year was different. The event left a lot of people, even some of Apple's biggest supporters, just scratching their heads. So today, we're going to break down what might be the most undesirable and just plain confusing iPhone lineup Apple has ever rolled out.
Now hold on. Before you write this off as just another tech hater piling on, you really need to know where this perspective is coming from. The person breaking this all down isn't some anti-Apple blogger. He's a self-proclaimed fanboy. He even spent 6 years working at Apple. So he's coming into this with super high hopes, not some agenda.
So picture this. The stage is set for an easy win for Apple. Our guy here didn't even upgrade last year because he thought the update was kind of minor. He's literally sitting there, wallet out, ready to buy. He was a slam dunk customer. The excitement was real for a phone that was finally going to feel like a true, meaningful upgrade.
Okay, so the event kicks off with the base model, the iPhone 17. You can think of this as the normie phone. It's for the average person who just needs a new phone and isn't geeking out over specs. And you know what? It's a solid phone for $800. But for the enthusiasts, this wasn't the main event, not by a long shot.
And then they dropped the next one on us, the iPhone Air. Now there were rumors it might be super thin, maybe a little gimmicky, but what they actually showed was, well, it was a lot more complicated than that.
And I gotta say, at first glance, the iPhone Air is absolutely stunning. The body is gorgeous. That shiny, chrome-like titanium finish looks and feels so premium. For a minute there, it really seemed like, okay, this is the one to get. It just totally captured your attention. But that feeling didn't last. Because this is where it all starts to fall apart. This is where you see this huge disconnect between how the phone looks and how it actually functions. Yeah, the body is beautiful, but it comes with massive compromises. You're stuck with a single-lens camera, a camera bump that's described as absolutely hideous, and, this is the big one, a major hit to your battery life.
And here it is, the deal breaker, a 3100 milliamp battery. For anyone who actually uses their phone, that's a complete non-starter, period. We are talking about a 25% smaller battery than an iPhone from 2 years ago. Who wants to upgrade to a phone with a worse battery? It just makes no sense.
All right, so the Air is a bust. All hopes now turn to the flagship, the big one, the iPhone 17 Pro Max. This is supposed to be the phone for power users, the one with zero compromises. But this is where the disappointment really hit its peak.
So instead of the titanium or stainless steel we've come to expect, Apple gets on stage and announces their most expensive, top-of-the-line phone is going to be made from aluminum. Yeah, the same material from the base models and, if you remember, the same stuff from the iPhone 6 that kicked off the whole Bendgate thing. Just a jaw-dropping choice for a Pro device.
I mean, the difference here is just night and day. We've all seen the videos of the Titanium Pro models taking an absolute beating, getting dropped on concrete without a case and just shrugging it off. Aluminum? It just can't do that. You drop this new Pro on concrete without a case, and it's pretty much GG. You're done.
And look, let's just be real here. No matter how Apple wants to spin it with fancy marketing terms, it's just objectively the case that aluminum is not a premium material for a flagship phone. It's a step back from the strength and the feel that people expect when they're paying this kind of money. And as if the aluminum wasn't bad enough, the disappointment just kept piling on. We've got this trifecta of just bizarre choices. The color lineup includes orange, which is historically one of the least popular colors for any device, and the design itself just looks unfinished with this awkward empty space on the camera and this ugly cutout for the 5G band.
So you're sitting there watching all this unfold, and you just have to ask, why? Why would Apple, the company that obsesses over premium design, make these calls, especially on their most expensive phone? Let's try to figure out what the strategy might be here.
I mean, this is the real mystery, isn't it? Why go back to aluminum on a Pro phone? Apple has been managing heat in steel and titanium phones for years. So what changed? Why the sudden retreat?
Well, the leading theory is that it all comes down to money. It's a cost-cutting move. The idea is, step 1, use cheaper aluminum instead of expensive titanium. Step 2, blame the switch on some heat issue with the new chip. And step 3, the result. They get to avoid raising prices on customers in a pretty tough economy. And hey, to be fair, they did hold the line on prices. You can see they're the same as they've been for a few years now. But the argument is that this stable price tag came at a very real cost, the premium build quality of their best phone.
But there's another, maybe more cynical theory. Could Apple be doing this on purpose to push people towards that flawed Air model?
Think about it. If you buy the Air with its terrible battery, you're almost forced to also buy their new MagSafe battery pack. Apple ends up making more money from you in the long run. So, no matter what the strategy is, the outcome is the same. After looking at all 4 of these new phones, a core customer, the enthusiast, the power user, the fanboy, is left with absolutely no good option to upgrade to.
It's honestly kind of mind-boggling. They had one of their easiest customers right there, ready to be converted, and for the second year in a row, Apple failed to release a product that he could actually buy. It's just a spectacular miss.
And you know what the most frustrating part is? The fix was so simple. Even with the ugly orange color and the weird design, if they had just made the Pro out of titanium or steel, it would have been an instant buy. That one compromise on build quality was the final straw.
So, after we've broken down the whole lineup, the standard phone, the flawed Air, the downgraded Pro, what's the final takeaway here? What's the verdict?
It's simple, really. This is a lineup of compromises. Every single phone has a catch. The Air sacrifices battery for looks, the Pro sacrifices premium materials for who knows why. There's not one phone in the bunch that you can point to and say, that's the one, that's the best of everything.
And that leaves us with one last question to chew on. By splitting all the best features across 4 different compromised phones, has Apple tried so hard to make a phone for everyone that they ended up making a truly great phone for no one? It's a tough question and one that's going to hang over this iPhone for a long time.